Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about Zarya. You guys asked for it in the last video. 47% so far has voted for a guide on Zarya. The reason why I'm not going to be giving you guys a full-fledged guide right now is because shortly on the PTR, Zarya is a little bit different. They actually nerfed her quite a bit, so I'm actually just going to give you guys some tips on her, some things that I think, and I'm almost positive, will stay throughout the game and the way that Zarya is played. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into that. So before we get into the tips, I just want to basically go over what Zarya is, what her role is, and pretty much, I don't know, give you some information on her. So pretty much, Zarya is an off tank. She is not a main tank. She will not be doing Reinhardt's job at all. The main key whenever you're playing Zarya is protecting your team and managing your energy. You want to have as much energy percentage as you fucking can. So unless you have a Reinhardt, a Roadhog, a D.Va, or a Winston, honestly, there's really no point of really playing Zarya. Mei is a good pick normally sometimes, but like I said, without that Reinhardt, without another tank, a main tank to help you out, you really should not be playing her. So the way that you maintain your energy is by people hitting your shields or your barriers. You have a self shield or a self barrier, and basically whenever anything attacks it, you get a certain amount of percentage. Another way of getting it is using your projected barrier on a teammate, and that's how you get energy from them. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these 5 tips. So coming in at number 5, my tip is don't be afraid to be aggressive. You are a tank, you have plenty of health, and if you have a good healer, you really shouldn't be worried about dying, as long as you don't go in for like death blows or anything like that. Definitely, you always want to be aggressive. If you're aggressive, your team, the enemy team is attacking you. You will have your shield up, you will keep a shit ton of energy. I don't know how many times I've seen other Zaryas just sit in the back and just try to bait out their teammates and pretty much just try to maintain energy without playing aggressive at all. You have to play aggressive with Zarya. You can't wait for your team or the enemy team to come to you and attack. You have to be getting energy. And I mean, it's just simple as that, man. Don't play like a pussy. You have plenty of shield, you have plenty of health, and if you have a good healer, you will stay up. So coming in at number 4, this one is extremely important because a lot of people don't understand what this mechanic really does, because I've seen so many people just ignore this and just basically rely on a healer or going to get a health pack. Your shield regens. You have 200 shield. If you are at 200 health or you're down 200 shield, it'll regen no matter what. Even if you have 1 health, your shield regens. You will get that 200 every time. Zarya is a monster because of that. I've seen so many people go in and they'll be like 50 shield out, right? And they will go straight for the health pack and take it from somebody that actually needs it. You are a tank and you have a massive shield. That shield regens, please guys. That is probably one of the most important things on this list. That shield regens. Do not be afraid to get hit. Okay, you can also use that shield to bait out people's attacks. Once you know that you've taken a little bit of damage from that shield, pop that. They will not stop shooting you. I know, I've had it happen countless times. And that is definitely something that a lot of people in the higher tiers, or maybe the lower tiers, don't understand, is that shield regens, and that is key to playing Zarya, is managing that shield and making sure that you are not taking, health whenever you don't need it. That regens super fucking quick. So for my 3rd tip, it's knowing when to use the beam and when to use your blast attack or the bomb attack, whatever you want to call it. I don't know the name of it right now. But basically, Zarya has 2 forms of attack. She has a beam and then she has a bomb attack, which does splash damage. But if you hit somebody with it, it does pretty decent damage too. Okay, so my tip with this is whenever you see a smaller enemy with less health, use the beam. The beam is extremely concentrated. Once you are higher up in those energies, around the 50s, you will melt through those Metras, you will melt through the Zaryas, not the Zaryas, you will melt through the Zenyatas, the Genjis, the Tracers. Tracers are, I don't understand how Zarya is not really a counter to fucking Tracer, because I destroy her all the time as Zarya. Knowing when to use those attacks. So basically, if you have a Graviton Surge up, you should be using the bomb attack, because you're not going to be doing as much damage. You're trying to do as much damage to everything in that area. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of people do. I've seen a lot of people use that beam attack and be successful with it, but that bomb attack does a shit ton of damage in a small area, so that is definitely why you want to be using your bomb attack. Another thing that I do is I spam the fuck out of that bomb attack. If they're, they're posted up at a choke point, I am sitting there spamming that shield, making sure that my bomb attack is hitting anything and everything that I can get, because the more damage you do, the faster your ult comes back up. And with Zarya, having your ult up is such a key element. I don't know how many times I've went into a fight, used a Graviton Surge, halfway through the fight, I'll have another one back. It is so crucial to be doing damage as Zarya. That is a huge thing, and knowing when to use those two attacks is fucking important as shit, man. So yeah, that concludes number 3. My number 2 rule is something that I've seen happen quite a bit too. Do not trickle in a Zarya. Always stay with the tank. You always need somebody that you can be baiting or using that other shield on to be getting energy. Because if you are alone, the maximum you can get like every 8 seconds is 50%. It will go down. Like, okay, if you, I don't know, I haven't really tested that out as much, but you definitely want to make sure that you're with somebody, because the maximum you can get with one shield is 50% charge. That is so crucial, guys. You guys need to stay with the other tank, or you need to stay with the Genji, or anything. You just need to make sure that you have somebody that you can be shielding to, okay? So yeah, that concludes number 2. So for my number 1 tip, I would have to say that it is, don't wait for people to attack you, get hit. And whenever I mean that is, okay, how do I explain this? So let's say that a Reinhardt is sitting at their choke point and they're spamming that flame strike. Pop your barrier, get hit by it. If you see a Junkrat spamming nades, go get hit by those nades. If you kill a Junkrat and you have a barrier, go above that, or once you kill that Junkrat, get into that blast. It does so much damage. You might lose a little bit of shield from that one, but it is so key. I know that is probably one of the biggest things is you can't rely on people's aim. You have to make sure that you're, getting hit by them. I don't know how many times I've seen a freaking flame strike come out. I know in this gameplay alone, I at least try to get hit by it. You know what I mean? You can't wait for people to hit you. You have to be hit by them, okay? That is a huge thing that is huge about fucking playing Zarya. You cannot wait for them. You have to get hit. If you see a Reinhardt getting ready to charge, or you know that he's going to try to charge you, and it won't put you too far back from the objective, get hit by that. If you have a shield, get hit by it. If there's a diva ult, get hit by it. Okay, the only thing that I really do avoid whenever it comes to ults is Genji and Roadhog, because Roadhogs will destroy you in an instant, and honestly it's really hard to be accurate whenever, as soon as you get hit by that, you're gonna go flying back. That's the only thing. Everything else though, I get hit by. I try to bait out as much damage as I can as Zarya, because if you're not getting that energy again, you're not gonna have that good of damage. I know in this gameplay, I know that I out damaged a Genji. I fucking got over more limbs than a Genji, and that was because I was baiting things. I was getting hit by every possible thing that could hit me. You know what I mean? It's such a good element, and that's why I honestly and truly love playing Zarya, because she is, okay, she's not really the most skilled character anymore. I don't think she is. Like, I've learned to play her pretty easy, and I feel like a lot of people are learning to, but I feel like a lot of them, to play advancedly, you have to use these tips, and you have to know these. And if you didn't know any of these, I'm really happy if you didn't, because then maybe I helped you. That's great, and if you did, that's great too. I hope you stuck to the bend. But yeah, so that's gonna go ahead and conclude my guide to Zarya. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did like this kind of series, and you guys want to see more tips on different heroes, comment down below your hero, or in the next video I will put a poll up for the heroes that have been suggested, and then I will do a guide on it, unless it's Reaper, because I'm not going to do a guide on Reaper. You know how to play Reaper. And so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching that. I will do a full-fledged guide whenever Zarya actually gets dropped on the live server, and has her her energy changes, because maybe some of these tips, maybe some of the way that I play Zarya will be a little bit different. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this. I really did put a lot of effort into this, and I was thinking hard about these ones. So again, thank you guys so much for watching again, and I will see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Yeah, later guys. Take it easy, guys.